There are two kinds of people watching this video. The first will feel motivated for a few minutes. The second will make one decision that quietly changes the direction of their lives. The question is, which one will you be? Because most dreams don't die from failure. They die after one ordinary day. One alarm gets snoozed. One workout gets skipped. One chapter goes unread. And suddenly your mind whispers, you have already ruined it. That single thought has ended more dreams than failure ever could. Tonight, you will meet someone who believed it. His name is Kabir, 19-year-old, smart, full of potential. Yet every night he felt like he was falling behind. His laptop was filled with unfinished dreams. A Python course he never started, a gym membership he barely used, a textbook collecting dust. Every Sunday he built the perfect plan. By Wednesday he had stopped following it. By Friday he hated himself for quitting. And every Monday he promised himself, this time will be different. It never was. One evening, after watching classmates celebrate internships, achievements, and milestones online, Kabir logged his phone. For the first time in weeks, the room was silent. His eyes drifted to the dusty textbook on his desk. He opened it. 5 minutes passed. He hadn't read a single sentence. His own thoughts were louder. You are already behind. Everyone else is moving ahead. What is the point now? He closed the book, not because he gave up on studying, not because he was slowly giving up on himself. That night, one question refused to let him sleep. Not, what do I want to become? But, if nothing changes, where will I be 5 years from now? The answer terrified him. Not failure, not even rejection. Just the same life, the same excuses, the same unfinished dreams. Kabir thought he needed more motivation. No, he was wrong. What he was about to discover would change everything. The next morning, nothing felt different. Kabir did not wake up. He did not suddenly become disciplined. In fact, he almost hit the snooze button again. Almost. Then he remembered the question that had kept him awake all night. If nothing changes, where will I be 5 years from now? He got out of the bed, not because it felt easy, but because staying the same suddenly felt harder. He walked to his desk, opened the textbook. His eyes scanned the pages. 300 of them. His mind immediately whispered, you will never finish it. For the first time, Kabir did not argue with that voice. He simply smiled. Then he made himself a promise. I'm not going to finish this chapter. I am only going to read one paragraph. Just one. No pressure, no perfect schedule, no impossible promises. One paragraph. It took less than 2 minutes. Then something unexpected happened. He read another and another. Before he realized it, 20 minutes had passed. That morning, Kabir discovered something he had never understood. The hardest part was never the work. It was convincing himself to begin. That evening, he searched for answers, not another motivational video, an explanation instead. Why? Had 2 minutes succeeded when 2 hours always failed? The answer changed everything. His brain wasn't fighting effort, it was fighting the change. Every time he tried to become a completely different person overnight, his mind pushed back. Not because it wanted him to fail, but because it wanted him to stay familiar. Kabir had spent years saying, I want good grades, I want to get fit, I want to be successful. But deep inside, he still believed he was someone who never finished what he started. His actions weren't betraying him. They were agreeing with the story he believed about himself. That night, instead of asking, what do I have to achieve tomorrow? He asked a different question. Yes, only a different question. What would someone who keeps their promises do next? The answer was surprisingly simple, but it would change everything. The answer wasn't study for 6 hours. It wasn't delete every social media app. It wasn't wake up at 4 a.m. It was much simpler. Before going to bed, Kabir placed his textbook in the center of his desk. He filled his water bottle. He kept a pen on top of his notebook. 3 tiny actions, nothing impressive, nothing anyone would ever post online. The next morning, he sat down and started without thinking twice. That's when Kabir realized something most people never notice. Success isn't about making better decisions. It is about making those decisions easier. Over the next few weeks, he wasn't perfect. He still missed study sessions. He still wasted time. He still got distracted. But something had changed. Earlier, one bad day became an excuse to quit. Now, one bad day became just one bad day. He stopped asking, did I fail? Instead, he asked, did I come back? And if the answer was yes, he called it progress. Slowly, without even realizing it, Kabir stopped chasing motivation. He started building trust in himself. Every promise he kept, no matter how small, became evidence. Evidence that he could finish what he started. But just when everything seemed to be improving, an invisible force kept pulling him backwards. Every time he sat down to study, his phone somehow found its way into his hand. One notification became 5 minutes. 5 minutes became 20. Then an hour disappeared. Kabir thought he lacked discipline. He was wrong. The real problem had been sitting beside him all along. His environment. And yes, he understood that. Everything changed again. Week passed. Nothing about Kabir's life looked dramatic. But there was no overnight transformation. Nothing about Kabir's life looked dramatic. There was just quiet progress that almost nobody noticed. The textbook that once gathered dust was now filled with highlights and notes. Plans he used to abandon were finally becoming promises he could keep. For the first time in years, Kabir stopped doubting whether he could change. He had proof now. Not because everything was perfect, but because he kept showing up. One afternoon, a friend asked, Bro, what is your secret? Which productivity app are you using? Kabir smiled. There wasn't an app. There wasn't a secret routine. There wasn't a motivational speech either. There were only ordinary decisions, repeated long enough to become the part of who he was. One paragraph, one prepared desk, one phone placed out of reach, one promise kept after another. Nothing looked extraordinary, but together, they quietly changed the direction of his life. Maybe you are a little like Kabir. Maybe there is a book you have been meaning to read, a course you have been meaning to start, a business idea you have been postponing, a conversation you have been avoiding, or a dream you have convinced yourself you will begin when the time is right. But here's the truth: the perfect time never arrives. It is created by the decision you make today. So don't ask yourself, how can I change my life? Ask yourself, what's one action I can complete today? Make it so small that there is almost no excuse not to do it. Then do it, not tomorrow, but today. Before you leave, don't live with motivation, live with a commitment. Comment the one action you will take today. Then come back next week and tell us what changed. Your comment might be the reason someone else decides not to give up on their own dreams. If this episode earned your time, leave a like so YouTube can share it with someone who needs this message today. And if you're ready to turn timeless ideas into real-time actions, subscribe to ArthVerse. Every week we will explore powerful psychology, timeless wisdom, and real stories, not just to inspire you, but to help you build a life you will be proud of. Because this video alone won't change your life. The action you take after it might. In the next episode, you will discover why your environment silently controls your choices long before your willpower gets a chance, and how changing just a few things around you can make the right choice become the easy choice. Until then, take care and take your first step.